This video is brought to you by soccerpro.com. Be sure to visit soccerpro.com for all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off a $75 purchase, plus free shipping within the US. Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a comparison video between the Adidas Adipower Predator and the Adidas Predator Absolion. The Adipower Predator being the top end and the Absolion being the first takedown. The Predator has become a really popular shoe, especially since the Adipower, since Adidas has kind of gone that lightweight route with the Adipower. But the Absolion is not that same lightweight shoe. It's kind of a misconception with all takedowns that the first takedown is always going to be very similar to the top end shoe. In this case, these two shoes are almost completely different. There's very little that's the same about these two shoes. I'll start with the uppers. The upper on the Adipower is a Taurus leather, which is a fancy word for calfskin leather. It's not the best quality leather, but it is pretty good quality. That certainly does the job with this kind of shoe. It does stretch a lot though, so that's worth keeping in mind. And it's definitely not a shoe that you probably want to wear on turf, simply because there is some issues with the upper separating with the sole where the leather joins. The Predator Absolion though is a full grain leather. The leather quality to me is honestly almost identical in comparison to the Adipower. It is a little bit, it's definitely not as soft right out of the box, but after some wear, it definitely turns very soft. And also it does require some more break-in time. You're going to notice that the fit of these two shoes is also really different. The Adipower is a wider shoe, especially after break-in, because the front part does stretch quite a bit, where the Absolion is from brand new, is actually a really narrow shoe, especially that front leather part you see here. The toe box is really small and it does require some stretching to really become comfortable. Super stiff right out of the box as well. So definitely some more breaking time with the Absolion. But again, it's a way stiffer shoe, and for a power boot, I almost feel like it should be stiffer rather than more flexible, simply because it feels a little bit better when you do strike the ball. As far as the striking element goes, the striking element on both of these shoes is identical. There's no difference whatsoever. You're going to notice that the Adipower does feel a little thinner. There's less material between your foot and the ball in between this striking element, where the Absolion definitely is a lot more bulky feeling. The overall feeling of the entire shoe is a lot more bulky. You're also going to notice that the cut on these two shoes is completely different. I noticed it almost immediately when I put it on. You can notice how much higher the Absolion comes up. It's even more higher cut in the ankle area. So definitely more solid feel with the Absolion than you do get with the Predator. Overall, I'm going to say the Predator does have a nicer fit to it. It fits a lot. It's a little bit more comfortable, a lot softer. It has that more streamlined fit, where the Absolion really requires to break in properly, and even then it may not have that great fit for you. The soles, again, they're similar, but the Absolion is going to be a lot stiffer. It's a one-piece sole, very, very similar to what you found on the Pred X, in that whole one-piece kind of narrow here. I believe it is the same as the Pred X Absolion. Really stiff. But really good for shooting. It's really it provides that good stiffness for shooting, which is, I guess, what you would want with a power boot. And you're going to notice that these two studs here are bladed as opposed to just one stud. I'll show you on the Adipower. It's a little bit different. There's also no power spine in the Absolion, but even without the power spine, this is definitely a stiffer sole than the Adipower. The Adipower sole is loosely based off of the Adi Zero Sprint frame, so it's definitely this thin plastic, lightweight. It's stiff enough, but it's definitely not as stiff as the Absolion or even past Predators. You get this power spine, which is essentially a section in the sole that is to prevent the sole from bending back when you do strike the ball. And then instead of the two blades across here, you get this one Adi Zero-like stud in the middle with this kind of these ridged midfoot here to keep the shoe stiff. Well, there you go, guys. That's a comparison video between the Adidas Adipower Predator and the Absolion. Overall, I do have to say that the Adipower is definitely a nicer shoe, but don't expect to buy the Absolion as kind of a similar product to the Adipower, because these are two really different shoes. If you worn the Predator X and really like the Predator X but don't want to pay that Predator X money, the Predator Absolion is probably going to be a good option. It has a very similar feel to the actual Pred X, where the Adipower is going to be completely different. The Pred X, for the money, it costs about $110 retail, but you can get it for pretty low, sometimes $65, $70, which is a really good deal if you really want that Predator feel. If not, I think there are some better options. The adipower, again, it retails at $200, but you can of course get it for less depending on the colorway and depending on the sale. Either way, it's kind of your call. They're two really different shoes, so don't buy the Absolion thinking that you're going to get an adipower like shoe, because they are really different. If you want to check out the full written reviews of both of these shoes, there'll be links in the description to the review pages. The Absolion review is not up yet, but if you are watching this video probably a week after it's gone up, the review is probably there. So if you want to check that out, there'll be a link in the description to check that out. There'll also be high quality pictures of both of these shoes. I highly recommend you check those out, because the shoes do look a lot different in person than they do in the stock photos that you see online. There'll also be buy it now links on the page, so if you're interested in purchasing a pair, the cheapest links online will be there. So if you're looking for a good deal, that's the place to go. As always, guys, if you have any questions not related to the video, go ahead and ask them on my Facebook page. And if you're interested in finding a really good deal, go ahead and check out this new super deal section on my website. There's a North American and European version. So if you're interested in finding a really good deal on any kind of soccer shoes, that's the place to go. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.